customer service store. It seemed like a real Samsung store. They had a bunch of nice Samsung phones on display, and anyway, the price to get my screen replaced was 185, and then they told me my telephoto lens was fucked. And the price to replace it was 96, and the total would have been 281. So the first price was A85, and the second price they quoted was B81. Anyway, two of my ex-girlfriends are also my cousins, I guess. Long story short, I'm not gonna get into all the details. Amy Jin was born in 81. Mia Yao was had her birthday was November 12th, 1980. 50-50 chance that if they replace the screen, the motherboard won't work anymore. Really, I should just buy a new fucking phone. That is the information I received. Like, they didn't think it was a good idea for me to fix this phone. They told me to use the main sensor, but even when I put it into like 200 megapixel resolution, I still get blurry images. I'm almost positive they're doing this on purpose, but it doesn't matter. It's not important. So I actually did get some customer service. I was reminded of some things based on because I checked online, and on Google the price to replace a screen is $319. And I was surprised because initially when I checked, I just said S23 screen replacement, and the price they quoted was $209. And then later I figured out that their fucking Samsung is flagship customers. If you buy the Ultra and you break the screen, you have to pay more to fix it than someone who buys the cheaper phone. Anyway, whatever. No biggie. My Pixel 7 had a nice double press the power button to activate the camera, and then long press the power button to take a video. I didn't use that feature in 2023. I wish I had. There's a lot of cunts I could have humiliated. There's a lot of great fucking insults I wish I got on video. Oh, fuck. One in particular with a blonde bitch and some skinny faggot that looked like a Bradley Cooper when I was in Pai, near Chiang Mai in Thailand. If all I see everywhere I go is your girlfriend, then that's not your girlfriend, that's my girlfriend. And I don't give a shit what you think. If I could go back in time and double tap my power button and then long press it to just record the reaction. Oh, can you please leave? Excuse me? I came to Thailand because you called me Hitler in Nepal. I'm not following you, cunt. But anyway, that blonde bitch was another one of my cousins, Anna. That was Anna. I have no idea what she looks like as a Chinese bitch for some reason. I can't imagine. But just imagine Jennifer Lawrence with dark brown eyes and brown hair. And maybe a little bit, yeah, approximately, yeah. This bitch was much skinnier than Jennifer Lawrence. Skinny blonde bitch, about the size of a Jennifer Lawrence, about the height of a Jennifer Lawrence. And some faggot that looked like a skinny faggot. And if he was wearing a muscle suit, he could be an American sniper. With a happy ending at the end because he gets killed. Anyway, my Pixel 7 took great pics, but Google started offering 7 years of support with the Pixel 8. And they also advertised some additional security features. Hopefully there's like a rootkit protection. Can you just eliminate the threat of a fucking rootkit? You know, I don't want to suggest that you lock your phones down like Apple does. And you can still rootkit an Apple, an iPhone. You can jailbreak it. You jailbreak it. You can jailbreak it. Anyway, whatever. I love the Pixel 99. And if I fuck it up for some reason, if it's not waterproof like advertised, and then I burn the screen with a blow dryer, well, the following year I could buy it for $299. In 2 years, it would still have 3 years of updates left on it, which is comparable to other phones in that price range, except it's a Pro with a telephoto. Believe me, the Pixel 7 took really nice pictures. 30x zoom. The Pixel 8 has a 48 megapixel sensor on the telephoto, which means it can take, I think, 50x zoom. It has a 5x telephoto with a 48 megapixel sensor. So in theory, you can take, if all you want is a 1 megapixel image, you know, you anyway, but no, it'll give you, I think they provide, I think the Pixel 8 provided 50x zoom, which is half of what I have on this S23 Ultra. And And when it was brand new, before I got it stolen and probably parts replaced by niggers in Mexico, you know, Catholics and Jews and Catholics in Mexico. The Catholic Jew nigger community did some weird shit to my phone in Mexico. And now I'm terrified that my former friend's hooker wife distracted me while some faggot stole my SIM card. But anyway, long story short, yeah, like I really don't feel bad about hurting my cousins now that I know that they're my cousins. How can I explain? My cousins are not nice to me. You know, when we're hanging out and they are playing the role of my cousins rather than my Chinese ex-girlfriend, when they're playing the role of my cousins, they're cunts. I don't call my cousins just to chat, hey cuz. My cousins don't invite me over for a barbecue on Sunday. They don't call me on my birthday. And for Christmas, I am the one who chooses to stay away. Because they're cunts. They're cunts. They're cunts. They can't even be nice to me when they're trying to scam me. You know, when they're on the other side of the planet pretending to be Chinese and they're trying to infiltrate my life for various nefarious purposes. They're still not that nice. Not very nice. Like, I can be nice when I'm scamming you. I'm super nice, super professional. You know, when I'm selling you some bullshit over the telephone, please, sir, I hope you have a wonderful day. Shit like that. My cousins are cunts. And useless cunts also. Anyway, blah blah blah. Samsung reminded me once more. They told me to get rid of this phone. They told me to get rid of this phone. They said if they changed the screen, there's a 50-50 chance that they would break my phone, and that the motherboard wouldn't turn on again. They advised me not to go through with the repair, and they recommended that I buy a new phone. So anyway, long story short, dumb cunts, dumb fucking cunts, dumb cunts. And uh, there's a Pixel 10 coming out. I see all kinds of advertisements on YouTube. And when I swipe left to go into the news app, I see, oh, there's a new Pixel 10 coming in. It's gonna change the smartphone forever. The Pixel 10 is going to be a revolution. 3, which is about 679 Canadian, which is what they're selling the 9A for. And I checked, they have the 8A and the 9A are both 679. So I can buy an, or I can go for the 9A and get a 1 year newer processor. Oh, that's a choice. Do you want the faster processor or the better camera? Array camera, better camera, an extra camera sensor, or a faster processor, and those two phones are the same price. Oh, I'm into it. I'm super into it. I would go for the 8 Pro instead of the 9A. The processor's good enough. My phone is generally my phone is the best camera I've got. Anyway, there's some interesting things you can do with computational photography, image enhancement. I don't know, I think the 9A's main sensor is also 48 megapixels, something like that. You know, if I can get a 48 times zoom, if you can enhance a 1 megapixel, you can. I don't know who I'm blaming for all these disconnections. Maybe it's my phone, maybe it's my hotel. I'm taking a shit right now, so maybe I just have bad Wi-Fi reception, but I doubt it. Anyway, I don't know, maybe the 9A, if they can do, you know, if I can get a 30x crop that looks good with the 9A, I might be into it. 679. The Moto G stylus has expandable storage. You can put a micro SD card in the phone. That's cool. You can buy the phone, and when you run out of storage, you can buy a micro SD card. Doesn't cost very much. I've already talked about this. You know, you could build a terabyte of storage for like $100. Maybe not a terabyte. Maybe 512 gigs. You could build a redundant array of inexpensive micro SD cards, and you could stripe data. It's a RAID, redundant array of inexpensive disks, RAID 0, which means it's zero redundancy. but you can stripe data to 8 or 10 different drives, whatever, and then your transfer speed is 8 times or 10 times faster. And there's one more disconnection. So yeah, you can analyze the remaining data from the other drives and you can figure out what was on the damaged drive. RAID 0 is pretty cool shit. You can turn shitty SD cards into really fast storage with RAID 0. That would be cool if someone could do that. If someone could come out with a phone for $399 that has a terabyte of storage, you know, 4 256 gig drives, or 8 128s, 8 128 gig drives, and they would be 8 times faster than one micro SD card. That would be cool if anyone wants to do that. Really cheap, really cheap storage that's still really fast using RAID 0, if someone wants to do that. But anyway, right now, I would love a Pixel 8 Pro for $399. Hang on, so this is the year of the 9. The 8 came out in 2023, yeah, end of 2023. So 2023 plus 7 means it's supported until 2030. Maybe 2031 because it came out at the end of the year. It should be supported until September-ish 2031. Right now it's 2025, if I'm not mistaken. But we're at the end of 2025, yeah, so still 5 years of support if you buy a Pixel 8 right. Oh no, it was the 8A that was $679. The 8 Pro I think was $849. I would love the 8 Pro at $679 Canadian. Which is in the neighborhood of $400 US. Maybe $450. Which is about the same price as a Nothing 3A Pro. But it has a way better camera. If I could get a brand new 2-year-old flagship, it was, according to the hardware specifications, additional security features. Also, the 7 didn't have 7 years of support. They started that with the 8.